Hey guys, what's up? What is up? All right, Austin here. I wanted to talk about audience analysis, analyzing your own audience in your business, and for the purpose of making more money in your business, for the purpose of enjoyment, for fulfillment in your business. Because really, what it comes down to is like, who are you working with? Especially if it's a service-based service or it's a service-based, solution that you're giving to people. You have to work with people one to one. You have to interact with them. What kind of people are you talking to? You're talking to real people. So who do you want to deal with? Do you want to deal with people you don't like? People you do like? People who take action? People who get results? You want those people, or do you want people who do the opposite of that? You know, in this analysis, I want to help you all figure out who that looks like for you so that your sales can come easier, so that they get more results. The people that you're talking to, who you're offering your product or solution to, so that when they get results, it feeds back into your marketing and you can use that as leverage saying, hey, look at what I'm doing. Right? Look at how my clients are doing. Comes down to the people you talk to. It also makes a difference whether or not, they actually take action in the first place. If you're talking to somebody who can't afford it, somebody who isn't qualified for your offer, just some random person, then you're not really, you're just wasting your time. Honestly, it's so exhausting talking to the wrong people. I know that because I did that like for a while. I filled up my audience with like thousands of people who were just a terrible fit for my product, you know, and had to go through a bunch of unfriending. I had to like just tediously go through each person and unfriend, because I made that mistake. And I don't want you all to make that mistake because it's detrimental. Like, you can be a great salesperson, you can have great content and everything, but like, if you don't have the right audience, if the right people aren't looking at it, it doesn't matter. If you're selling steaks to vegans, you're not going to do but so well. Okay. It's the same thing with your business and who you're talking to. All right. It's the objective of this right here is, by the end, you should clearly know whose specific problems you can solve and what type of person can benefit from your solution. That's what we want to get to the bottom of. So here's some questions to answer for yourself, for your own business, whatever it is you're doing, it doesn't matter. What solutions are being offered by you and what makes you different? That's a key question to answer for yourself. What solution are you giving people? Is it different from anybody else that they're giving their solutions to out of the market? Are you just copying somebody else? If so, don't do that. Make yourself different. Are you just sending people an affiliate link and that's it? You just send somebody an affiliate link that 100 other affiliates are sending other people? If that's all you're doing, what makes you different? Why should that person buy from you? Like, you have to ask that question to yourself. Why should they buy from you? Here's a tip that you can implement to make yourself a little bit different. This is something I do. I customize my offers for people, depending on their problems, depending on their situation, on their goals, what they've struggled with in the past, what they've tried to do to fix that, where they want to go, what they want their business to look like. I get all that data, and then I use that and I show that in my offers that I give to people. That way they know that I'm talking to them and they know that I care and that I listen, because I truly do. But for you, you have to figure out how to do that yourself and make yourself look different than everybody else. You can do that in a custom offer, but you can also just do it in the offer that you have in general. So many people just neglect this part of the business. They don't talk about their offers. They don't edit them. They don't make them better. They just leave them be like everybody else's. But what if you could just change it? You can. You can change it. So change it. Make it different. Next question is, how do you offer these solutions that you're giving these people? What does the step-by-step process look like? What are you doing? Like, for me, right? I use my content. I use my digital assets. They do most of the heavy lifting and the pre-selling for me. They get my audience to know me, like me, trust me, see me as a figure of authority. And then after they consume my content, they know who I am, they know what I'm about, They know what I can do to help them. And at this point, when they've consumed my content through my stories, through my reels, through my Facebook posts, long form posts, short form posts, free trainings, digital assets, YouTube, Facebook, shorts, right? All this. Then, then I close the deal in Messenger. And I use the Messenger frameworks that I've learned over the past couple of years to close the deal efficiently, productively, in a natural and ethical way where I'm not pulling teeth, right? That's how I do it. How do you do it? Probably looks a little different for you. If you don't know how you do it, write it down. It'll help you stay focused. It'll give you some clarity on just writing it down where you can go back, look at what it is you're supposed to do, and then say, oh, okay, cool. I can go forward with it. Makes it easier. Now, who would want these solutions of yours? Who could be suffering from a problem that would cause them to benefit from your product or solution? Okay, this is the key part. All right, so this is some stuff that I wrote down, like way back when I was selling a affiliate marketing high ticket. And honestly, I just left it here because it's pretty much the same because I still am in affiliate marketing. I just do it differently, right? The how is different. Right? I do it a little differently and my offer is different, but target audience is like generally in the same bucket, right? But it's going to be a little different for you. Maybe you're not selling affiliate products. Maybe you're selling a weight loss pill or something. You know, it's not going to be 9 to 5 unsatisfied, hyperworkers, stressed, self-employed persons who could benefit from your product specifically, but it would be like overweight people, people who are depressed, who are anxious, who are sad all the time because they feel insecure about how much they weigh. They look in the mirror and they're upset with themselves. They have to look in that mirror every day when they wake up and they have to get out of bed and go into the world and always feel lesser than everybody else. Okay. This is the kind of suffering that you should be describing in this bullet right here of these people. You want to get a clear idea of really what just keeps them up at night. You know, what is that itching pain that is always in the back of their mind? I'm going to figure that out. Who would you say your product solution is ultimately designed for? Who can this best serve? Who does it look like? This is just expanding on the question. It's just a variation. You want to just expand on the previous question I was talking about. Just develop an image of the person, your ideal customer avatar, who could benefit from your solution, through your product, for your service. Who does that look like? What's their gender? What's their age? And do they have kids? Do they not have kids? What's their experience? What's their work experience? Kind of life experiences have they had? Where do they live? What language do they speak? There's a lot of questions to answer. I said a couple things here. This is a little broad. Maybe I could have narrowed it down a little more, right? But I wrote this a long time. Someone who's unsatisfied with their work life. They hate the dreariness and schedule of their career, and it slowly eats away at their happiness. Lead magnet is designed for someone who has a boring and relatively uneventful and predictable life. Right? I'm getting a little detailed, mapping out who that person looks like. I'm drawing them. Okay. Fill in the following gaps to the best of your ability. Your solution or services help who to do what by doing what, right? So it helps, let's say, English speaking 21 to 28-year-old men to make money online by doing organic affiliate marketing on Facebook. Okay. It's just going to be different for whatever you do. List the problems, fears, and desires of the people you believe would be best served by your solution or services. Okay, so this is going deeper. So we touched a little bit on the problems and the fears people might have, but you want to get into their desires too. Now break it up by problems, fears, desires. Okay, and get really detailed on it. Have some fun with it. Like, really just use your imagination and just draw on that person. This is going to help you out a lot when it comes to finding that person and then putting them in your audience and then selling to them. Nobody else is really taking the time to write all this down. No one's taking the time to know who it is exactly. They're just kind of adding people. Like that's what I did, right? I told you about that. I just kind of added people. But guess what? Like I didn't make any sales from that. I struggled for 2.5 years. One of the reasons being that my audience just sucked. And that's why I didn't get any sales for 2.5 years straight. Nothing. Because my audience wasn't the right audience. This is important, guys. Now, out of all the problems and desires you listed, which one do you believe is the most powerful and why? Okay, because this is important. You want to not just write out this whole paragraph, right? Every single time when you're writing a post or when you're, like when you're making any sort of content, like you want to have a few couple desires, problems that you just have in your mind, right? Like the main things. Okay. And I wrote some stuff down here too. This is just my personal opinion, but for you, which one do you think is most powerful and why? What do you think is the main pain that people feel? What is the main desire? What is the heaven and what is the hell? Answer those two questions. Okay, what is the current situation of someone who would benefit from a solution and what is their desired situation? What are they going through? Like, what does their experience of life look like for them? Where do they live? What does their family look like? What do their friends look like? What do their daily interactions look like? What do they do? What are the activities that they engage in day to day? What do they read? Where do they walk to? Where do they sleep? You got to ask those questions to yourself. You know, what's going through their head when they go through all this too? Okay. What keeps the person who would benefit most from your solution services up at night? Indigestion boiling in their esophagus, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling. This kind of goes back to what's the most powerful pain that people will experience in your audience because they don't have your solution. What's really keeping them up at night? Because this might actually be the case. Like you really don't know, but there probably are a lot of people who need your solution, who need your problem. For example, in affiliate marketing, if someone's trying to escape the 9 to 5, they might think life is just pointless. You know, if that's kind of all they got, work, they got family, right? I mean, family helps, but at the most, they might live like a 7 out of 10 life. If they have like a average job, average coworkers, average family, guess what? You're going to live an average life. That's okay. But maybe those people have ambition and they don't want an average life and they just want more. And if they want more, then that's going to keep them up at night, right? What are the top daily frustrations that the person who would benefit from your solution or services have? Daily frustrations. What does that look like for them? What are they thinking about when they go throughout their day, when they're walking, when they're commuting in their cars, going to town, going to their job? What are they even thinking about? Like maybe they're listening to the radio in the morning. Maybe they wake up, they get out of bed. You get out of bed, what's the frustration they're probably thinking out of? Like, oh man, I gotta go to work today again. Or, yep, just another day, right? No, just another day of me not having enough money or me just not having enough days, having enough time. Here we go. I'm a time slave. Or, oh, well, I'm still stuck in this place. Man, do I hate insert location, right? I wish I could just leave, but I can't. Right. And what I did there is I listed out time, location, financial freedom as pains that people experience in my industry, which is high ticket affiliate marketing, digital marketing, right? Make money online. That's what those people are going through. Yeah. They want time, location, financial freedom, but they just don't have it. Like those are mainly the reasons people get into it, like 90% of the time. So for your industry, for your service, you got to figure out what are the top daily frustrations that people who would benefit most from your solution services have. Okay. Like a silly one would be like, if you have like a like a bakery and you specialize in making brownies and like, that's it. What's the top daily frustration that someone who would benefit from your brownie bakery would have? Oh man, I would just wish I could have one brownie, but there's no brownie bakeries anywhere. Nowhere. I can't find one. Okay, maybe that's it. It's going to be different for whatever industry you have. Okay, so that's it. All right. If you actually answer these questions to yourself, by the way, take notes. Okay, go through each question. Just take out a sheet of paper, write these questions down, answer them when you have some time. Do it. If you're really lost on like who you should add in your audience, who you should sell to, if you really just have no idea, when you answer these questions, it's going to give you a much clearer picture. And then you'll be able to move forward and start making those 1 to 3K days without getting on calls, without getting on strategy sessions or sales calls or just selling through a Google Doc or just selling through Messenger. That's what I do. I don't need calls. I just use my content to do the heavy lifting for me, right? You can let all that work when you have the right audience. Okay. And if you have any more questions about this, building your audience goes, maybe you just want some extra help with it. Maybe you want my help with it in particular, if that's the case, or if you're just considering, you're just curious in general, like, what can I do for you? Comment, hashtag me down below in the comments of this video, and then we can go from there. But otherwise, you guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful week and be very, very productive in your online business. Have fun, relax, enjoy life, guys. Okay. It's short. So make a change, make an impact. Okay. Take care. Peace out.